So today's class is about jQuery plugins. Actually, I wanted to start PHP today, but I don't know. Somehow I felt like I have to finish this jQuery and Bootstrap JS. Yeah, someone else has developed it. So and it sucks, and it seriously sucks. It's not a good date picker. I'll tell you. Whereas jQuery has a real awesome date picker. I go instead. I go with this, except for CSS. That's the reason. That why do always people look for the CSS, whatever that supports CSS. They feel like it has to support the JS too because the CSS matches over there. But I'm opposed to that principle. A lot of people feel like every time they say Bootstrap date picker, Bootstrap select JS, and what else? Bootstrap type ahead. So I feel like it's okay to have to find one. But again, in yesterday's class, I've been discussing about this. Do not blindly download anything. So there are so many plugins out there. Plugins are tricky. Like you don't know what the internal code in there. He may be a hacker. So always download the trusted ones. Like see the reviews, and always remember download only that thing which has documentation. Unless until you are a proper geek and you want to explore things, and do not download things which are really new, which doesn't have a documentation, because documentation is the key in implementing anything. If there is no proper documentation, you'll stuck up somewhere, and it becomes a half-baked product whatever you're doing. So you'll be wasting your coding time, you'll be wasting your coding lines, and everything. It's a waste of time when you're stuck at a point. So my advice is don't get stuck at a point. Just keep go with something which has documentation, at least little documentation. I don't say proper documentation. All right, so this is what jQuery plugins and Bootstrap JS is a class today. So in this class you guys will be learning about how to integrate a few plugins. Integrate, I'll say, date picker. This is important. So I thought like I would explain these things. Well, I'll go with project, but okay, let's go ahead and see. So and carousel. Okay, if possible, let's see one crazy timer, if possible. Okay, that's optional. Also we'll see what Bootstrap has to offer us in terms of JavaScript. Bootstrap JavaScript. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna share my screen here. So just oh, that's in the notes actually. Okay, the notes which I have on the website. It's in the notes. Go through it. Okay, and I explain. I just want you guys to explore by yourself. So explore it, find it out. Okay, okay. Just go through it. Go through it and see. We'll take that discussion offline. Let's take that on the group or somewhere else, maybe not in the class. So just explore it. Okay, fine. So I'm gonna share my screen here. So here it is. So Bootstrap is always at getbootstrap.com. Okay, and you see here Bootstrap is a front-end framework. So when I say front-end, it includes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It all comes from the front-end. So that's the reason it has CSS and components are little bit it's pieces of code over there, and JavaScript is JavaScript. Now what all we have in JavaScript? So to use Twitter Bootstrap JavaScript, you have to download this file bootstrap.js. So when you download it as a bundle, let's say, I guess we already have it. Let me just check that. We have that. So I open my Sublime text here. So and the other thing is, if you guys have a chance, check out NetBeans IDE. Okay, NetBeans IDE, it's a good one out there. So we may have it here. Desktop, Tutoslive, or styles. Yeah, it's here. When we download it in bundle, it gives bootstrap.js and bootstrap.min.js. So all we gotta do is like copy this. Okay, I've copied it and place it in our scripts. right here. Okay, bootstrap main.js is now ready to use. All we have to do is include it. Okay. Uh, NetBeans is useful. Well, I say it's an IDE. Unlike Sublime Text, you can connect it to your server. Okay, when you save it, then it gets saved, and you can connect it to your GitHub account. GitHub is a repository account, so that's one more advantage. And you can manage your projects right away, right there. Like you can drag and drop. You can make projects, and it's it's like again the navigation inside NetBeans is very good. Like when I say navigation, for instance, you are using OOPS concept. Let's say you write a class, you write a method, and you call that class inside another file. Okay, so what NetBeans gives is whenever you click on that method, it will take you that class file. So that's the advantage of an IDE actually. So I cannot use NetBeans in my system though, because sometime back in the history, my NetBeans got corrupted. I say corrupted. Something had happened. So if I have to install NetBeans again, I have to debug deep into my OS files and delete a file, or I have to format my system. So I cannot show you guys that. Pardon me on that part. And also regarding installation of PHP software, LAMP package or XAMPP package, I cannot do that too because I already installed it on my system and have loads of files. All I got to do now, I have to take a backup, then do a lot of things. So that part I may leave to any other guy like Taufik. If Taufik can help me out, yeah, I can use Taufik's system to show you guys how to install XAMPP on your system. So these are the two things which I cannot help on. Keep that in mind. But I can post that thing in a like notes. So I'll tell you guys the detail. You also install one. Great. Nice. Great. Thank you. Thank you for it. So yeah, that is it. Okay, we'll see how we fix it. So let's jump back to our Bootstrap. So Bootstrap JS says do download it, use this it like this. Okay. Now what are all we can do with this? We can do transitions. Uh, we have models. Okay, so models are something like this. Like you see the pop-ups you see in Tutoslive. As soon as the class is ended, when you say join now, it pops up a model. So models are very important. Like these are like nowadays people are using more for login forms. Like when you say login, it throws up a pop-up, a dialog box. Okay, that's called model here. All you got to do is like copy this, okay, and paste in your file, and see here, this is the title. It says this is the model header and this is the model body. Whatever you write here, it gets appear here, and there is close. Okay, this is close, and this is save changes. So you got to write your custom code for save changes, which can be done using Ajax, which can be done using like it's a form form submission, anything else. You can write your own transitions over there. So this is a model in our Twitter Bootstrap. Like these models are used for logins these days through to show up messages, whatever. You can use anything. And you see here launch demo model. It says, you see, this is the model. So you can write a lot of code in model too. Okay, that's model. The code is here again, it's intact here. What else? Large model, small model. You can resize. Like this is a small model, and this is the large model. Okay, it's width. It's a matter of width. So he has given the code here. This is for the large model, and this is for the small model. Except this is the only change is this is data target. It says sorry, it's here. The class is BS example model LG, and here the class is BS example model SM. So that's one difference, and this is one difference. So we have small models and large models too.